All right, I'm done being a total dork.
Do you use these jokes on your dates?
I'm already struggling to get a girlfriend.
It's like we're on a date, but I'm married.
Right. I'm a total chatterbox.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Kickin' It with Mamajotes. I am so excited today because not only do I have my first male guest ever on Kickin' It with Mamajotes, but it is no one other than Shekar Jayaraman from Indian Matchmaking that we've all been talking about. We're both in Chicago, but we can't be in the same room.
Right.
Kind of messed up.
It is. It's unfortunate. But, you know, hopefully that changes soon. But, yeah, for the time being, it kind of stinks.
For you guys watching, I was like, hey, do you have your drink ready? And he was like, I don't even think I have alcohol in the house. Like, he seriously, I feel like I would have to have gone to drop him a drink if I wanted to drink for the show. Let's just jump into it. Like, how has your life changed in the last 2 weeks of Indian Matchmaking blowing up?
My life has changed a lot. I tell people this a lot recurringly. Life has changed quite dramatically, and I was not at all prepared for it, and I'll tell you why. I literally thought that I was going to be some background guy on this show. I did not think that I would get the reception or the attention that I've been receiving, and it's been very, very overwhelmingly positive. But to kind of to my point as to how little I thought I'd be noticed, I scheduled court the day of the release. I just literally didn't think anyone would notice me, and quite opposite has happened. So I wasn't mentally prepared for the amount of support I was going to receive. So
yeah, you must be having girls sliding into your DM left and right.
Yeah, I mean. There's quite a bit. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my God, it's happening. Is your mom like really happy right now? Is she like, finally, you're going to get married now?
Yeah. You know, my parents are, as you know, everything you saw on the show is very genuine. My parents are my best friends, as is my sister. And they are just so happy. They're very proud. And so, and then I live to make my family proud, especially my parents. So.
I think that's really common for a lot of like desi South Asian people. Like we just want to make our parents proud. Like even when I do something on Instagram that's like so dumb, and my mom will comment, she'll be like, "I'm so proud of you, baby," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
I remember you saying something about like you wanting a feminist.
Yes, that is important to me. Very important. And it's interesting because I didn't think what I said was that unique. I grew up in Southern Ohio. It was a kind of quiet Indian community, nothing like Chicago, especially in the 80s and 90s. You know, growing up, it was maybe couple hundred families. And we were quite the liberal, progressive Indian community in Cincinnati, at least who my parents surrounded themselves with. And so I didn't think being a feminist was like, especially as an Indian man, was anything just so extraordinary. And I'm getting DMs from women across the world saying it's very refreshing to see an Indian man want a feminist. And so I'm glad that I was able to provide that insight on the show. It's important to me because I want my children to have a strong female role model. My dad's a feminist, my mom's a feminist, so we didn't have gender roles in our house growing up. You know, like if my mom came later from work and my dad happened to come home earlier, then he would have dinner ready. They did dishes together. So things like that was very normal to me. Until I moved to Chicago, I didn't really realize that in Indian culture, in certain communities, maybe overwhelmingly in more communities than not, that there are very strong gender expectations. So.
There really are. And I also was really lucky to grow up in a household where my dad did like the dishes and cleaned the house. We're 50-50 with my mom. And, you know, I was raised equal to my 2 older brothers who are my best friends as well. So I also was looking for a guy when I was looking for my husband who could handle the strong, independent female that I am. And I got really lucky with that one. We're gonna do a magic trick. Because Mamajotes does magic now, okay?
Okay.
Pick a number under 30 and under.
7.
In your head. No. Let's try that.
No. Oh.
Don't tell me.
Okay. All right. Done.
Okay. Is it on this card? Wait, hold on. Can you see this?
Not really. It is not. No.
Is it on this card?
That's upside down. But no, it's not.
Use your lawyerness to figure it out.
Right.
Is it on this card?
Yes, it's on that card.
Okay. Is it on this card?
Yes.
Is it on this card?
Yes. Hey, that's cool.
Is your number 11?
It is. That's
I'm
amazing.
a magician.
You're a magician.
I learned from a kid's party.
That's awesome. Do you want me to tell you a joke?
Yeah, please.
What did Tennessee?
Memphis.
The same thing Arkansas. Do you want another one?
Yeah.
One more? Okay, what did Delaware?
I don't know.
And New Jersey? All right, I'm done being a total dork.
Do you use these jokes on your dates?
I'm already struggling to get a girlfriend.
You're a lawyer. Oh, let's talk about this show. You went on a date with a partner first, right? And that definitely didn't go according to what you thought. She's a very strong-minded female, I would say. And that's kind of what you were looking for, and that didn't really work out for you.
Yeah, it didn't work out for other reasons. While I want someone who's a strong-minded female, that's one component of what I'm looking for in a life partner. Not the only component.
Can you remind us of the list of your components?
Well, I mean, so I think it's like kind of like a running list, and it's not necessarily like a definitive list, right? But like, and I think Aparna largely fits all those qualities. I make no mistake. It was nothing to do with her character or anything like that. But my list is really someone who's family oriented, someone who will treat my family as she will treat hers, because that's what I would do for my partner. Someone who's honest, loyal, and I was telling Anisha the other day, I don't know if you were logged onto that call, something that I was not so readily admitting in the past that I admit these days, because I used to shame myself about this, but I want someone who's like fashion forward, someone who takes care of their mental and physical health. That's really important to me. So tomorrow, even though I have a really early morning in Peoria, I still wake up and I do my insanity workouts. I still make sure I hydrate properly. I think if you look good, you feel good. And I want that in a partner. That's how you have like a really healthy balance in life.
So I have always been very like active and fit and whatever it is. I've always been like the same size like my whole life kind of situation. And my husband, like, yeah, I go to the gym 3 times a week. He's like, but I'm just trying to maintain an average body type.
Okay.
Back on track. You made me lose track. We're having like a real
I'm sorry.
It's like we're on a date, but I'm married.
Right. I'm a total chatterbox.
Okay. So Nadia. Okay. The date we saw with Nadia was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Like you guys hit off instantly. She is a doll. I mean, she's probably my favorite female on the show. She just seems so down to earth, so chill. Like I see myself being friends with the girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all connected with Nadia. Yeah. And did that happen?
What you see was what you saw on TV was genuine. You can have like all of that, right? And still not really have that compatibility at the end of the day. I always tell people like, we're not like 22, 23 anymore, right? That instant like spark. Yes. I get a little irritated when people say, oh, we don't date anymore because the spark's not there. It's not just about the spark. I feel like it's a lot to do with your day to day. And two good people who initially have an amazing spark, who have an amazing date, can maturely say, this isn't for us, right? And
right.
So, I think I wish her well. I mean, I hope she's happy. And I think her mom was great. I was very nervous going on that date when when I was told, oh, by the way, her mom's gonna be on the date. Is that cool? And I was like, internally, I was like, I've never really been on a blind date before, well, except for Aparna. This is my second time. So it's pretty nerve-wracking, let alone a parent being on it. But it turned out well. I mean, her mom was really cool. And I enjoyed talking to her mom. So
that's awesome. I can't imagine going on a blind date with a parent. Like, I've been on a blind date with a parent.
An Indian parent at that, right? Like, I was like, is she gonna ask me what like how much money I make? Like, I'm like, what kind of questions am I gonna be asked? Like, I was so scared.
I think what you said about the whole spark situation is really true, and I think it's actually a really, in my opinion, this is totally my opinion, big issue in the millennial world, because I feel like people get into these relationships and then shit gets hard. My husband and I always say, like, we're not fighting against each other, we're fighting with each other to get to the next step. And I will tell you that, like, for us, our relationship didn't start with the spark. Our relationship started with values put on the table and kind of like a decision, very similar to what Indian Matchmaking is on Netflix. Right. And what I tell people is that we started from the wick up and we built that spark. What would you say your red flags are?
I don't have the best work-life balance, and that's something that I work really hard on, but like, it's something that I haven't been able to strike yet. I can certainly see that being a red flag for someone, because I'm obsessed with my clients. I'm obsessed with my work. I tend to look at my phone a lot because I'm so worried about my clients. And so while I know my intent behind not always being present is probably coming from the right place, I can see how that can be like totally annoying for someone. Okay.
That's a major red flag. I have a bunch of red flags, but my husband's still here. I don't know why. It's always good to see your own red flags, because that shows all the ladies who are watching and interested in sliding into his DMs. Yeah. It's just that he's working on himself, you guys. Like, he's aware. He's not like, no, I'm the hot shit.
Anybody who tells you that they're the hot shit, like, that's the biggest red flag. Okay, if they tell you they have no flaws and they have no red flags, or if you ask them what their red flags are and they pontificate for more than 30 seconds, run away from them. You know?
You are the nice guy that I am telling you so many girls are looking for. And the fact that you're like out there now and people know, you're going to have a parade of women. Once we finish this interview, I'm giving you like a list of bio datas that I gathered for you.
That's so sweet.
All right, Shekar, thank you so much for coming on my show. And I know, like, it was been so nice chatting with you. You're a busy guy. I know you're a workaholic now, and you made time for me, and that makes me feel extra special. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to see your big fat Indian wedding next year, because I just feel like it's going to happen.
That's an amazing blessing. Thank you. It was awesome talking to you. Thank you for having me on your show, on your platform. It's so nice to connect with people like you. I think one of the greatest outcomes from the show, and one of the greatest byproducts from being on the show, is meeting people like you. So thank you.